This video is made just information purpose only. While we have taken great care to ensure the accuracy and reliability of the information presented, we cannot guarantee its absolute correctness or completeness. The content provided is based on the knowledge and opinions of the host available at the time of production. Being a family member, I would request the viewers to fasten their seats to enjoy the video and a glimpse of knowledge.
Hey there, listeners. Welcome to the Great English Podcast, your go to destination for uncovering the fascinating strategies of English and all current affairs. So let's welcome our esteemed guest, Mr. Rishi Patel, who is one of the great personalities for discussing some interesting topics. So let's welcome and have some great discussions tonight.
Okay, so hello everyone. First of all, it's quite an honor to be here, to be in the so-called place. Okay, Manan, so without progressing any further, I really like your shirt. I mean, where did you buy it from? What is its company?
So thanks for the compliment. The shirt has been actually bought from Peter, England. When I visited the mall, it seemed interesting to me, so I bought it.
Well, actually, even if the name Peter England has England in it, it is an Indian brand. And it is not only Peter England. There are many other brands like Louis Philippe and Peter England, obviously, Infosys, and even Zudio.
Is it? Seems
Yes.
interesting. Yes, I recall that I heard once that Peter England and Louis Philippe are named like foreign brands, but they are Indian and owned by Aditya Birla Group. Seems interesting. This topic of naming it to pretend something is very interesting thing.
Yes, many companies use this. I already mentioned these pretend to be foreign to give us goods that are foreign. Because in our brain, we have a conception that if I have to buy a shirt, if I have to buy a t-shirt, if it's Peter England, it's going to be foreign material, it's going to be really nice.
Nice. This is so powerful naming strategy. This is also applicable with brands like Patanjali, Haldiram, MDS, who try to portray themselves as Indian brands, though being they are Indian, but naming themselves as Indian adds on to the identity alignment. This is very nice strategy. It gives an Indianness.
Well, you see that these companies try to awaken a nationalist feeling among us. If you want to buy a laddu, you are obviously going to go to Haldiram. If you want to buy Dant Manjan, you're obviously going to go to Patanjali. If you want to buy some home masalas, you want to buy something to make food, you will go to brands like MDH for your spices.
Yeah. I just recall that 72% of consumers are more likely to trust the brands which feels them culturally aligned and familiar. So by pretending them to be international or national, they are just adding on to their branding level.
Well, you see, now that I've already talked about these psychological effects that companies do on us, let us make this a topic of our podcast. How's this? Psychology and marketing?
Seems interesting. Let's walk on to this topic. So you see, psychology is everywhere around us in every aspect of our lives. I just recall that uh, whenever we are taking decisions, we are not actually taking the decisions. We are forced by someone in the main branding team of any business to make us buy something.
I
95% of
mean,
our purchases are influenced by psychology.
these companies trick us to such a level that we even don't know we are being tricked. Before making a decision, it's already been made in our mind. The way they trick us are really innovative.
Yes. Speaking of stores, where I bought the this t-shirt, so they I could observe and now recall that how many psychological tricks they are used, starting from the product placements. You see, in every mall, the products are placed so alignedly and systematically, along with the data that add ons to their purchases, sales, and their profits.
Well, they use a technique called as eye level is buy level. So all the high profit margin items, they always place at a eye level. Recall the last time when you wanted something from a mall and you had to bend down on your knees or you had to get on your toes to get something. This is another thing that these shopping markets use. There is another thing that the daily things that we need, they place them really far, far away. For example, if you get in a store, you want bread and milk. Bread is at one section and milk is in totally another section. So you have to cross the whole market, making you buy things that you don't want.
Yes, seems interesting. How can we ignore that those ridiculous discounts? Like you see, like buy one get one free, 70% discount. They are or always seem interesting to us, but they are not anything special than psychology. They are the anchoring effect to put your brain into calculations and influencing.
Well, companies market their things not if you are going to buy something, they will not brand it at 800. They will always brand it at 799 or 699 because that tricks our brain that we are getting a nice deal. And our brain often tends to look around deals and tries to grab them as opportunity. In a result, it was observed that 24% of people fall for these kind of gimmicks.
Our brain loves illusion, you see. So this is a obvious thing. You see, the building of the mall is also aligned in according to that we never feel to get outside. The ambience and the smell they create is so interestingly aligned and made. We feel that it's the thing we want.
Well, I have heard of it quite before as well. You know that famous Dior perfume brand? They have always, there's usually set up stores. So what they do is they put really classic French music. They get some of the nice and, old-fashioned kind of smells in there. And the lighting is always kind of so perfect that you get in there. You are amazed that what kind of thing buy the product. You want to spend time with the product, and that's what get you to buy it and acquire it. You get a feeling that you want this product even if it is worthless for you.
Yes, this is all everything is interconnected. You see, I by the perfume thing, I recall that a French thing, the French a French a French researcher did a research on how sales are related to culture and how it revolves around itself. So whenever French music and French cultural things were shown in that perfume store, the French perfume sales rose up, and when they increased the culture in the and ambience in the same place with Swedish ambience, the Swedish sales rose up. So this is very interesting that the brands play with the ambience and environment.
Well, now that I've already talked about ambience and brand and the store positioning, how can we forget the mastermind in this whole game?
Yes.
Apple is known for its placing. Apple is known for its ambience. So when you walk in an Apple store, you first look at the ambience. The walls are always painted in such a way that you are more appealed towards their products and not towards anything else. But also the ambience make you feel that you are in a very nature-oriented space. I have heard that they use your bonding towards product as a mean for you to buy them. Like for example, when they place MacBooks, they often place them at a certain angle. The screen is always opened at a certain angle, which I recall is 25 degrees. So if you want to use it, you want to see it, you cannot use it normally. You got to get hold it. You have to touch it. You have to adjust the screen yourself to experience it. This makes a bond between you and that item, and you are more tricked into buying it.
Nice. Very interesting and deeply researched thing. Apple only can do it. Nice. They this engagement thing they do is fascinating, absolutely mind blowing. And you see the ecosystem they create by pushing a product. Once you buy that one product, you get into the ecosystem and can't resist to get out of it.
When you get an ecosystem, it makes you feel like you are really surrounded. You are able to do everything you want. The animations are so soothing, the color schemes are so soothing that you just don't want to get out of it. Now, speaking of color schemes, in stores they use a very specific type of color schemes in them. It is called as color psychology. Let's talk about it a bit more.
Yes, that's my favorite topic. The color psychology is everywhere. I just recall that 85% of consumers say that color is the primary reason they incline toward a product, or they are interested in buying the product. So it creates a environment for us to sell and buy and sell the things.
Well, it's not only how they market the product. They have a R&D team which does constant research on what kind of colors trick our mind. For example, when I visit most of fast food chains, they use the color red and yellow. They are really catchy colors. They are really fast colors. So they use it in fast food chains for you to create an impression that you have to quickly eat or to quickly go. This is a very alerted place. Then they use blue color as a really deep color. I think you might be aware of its applications.
Yes. So now I wonder that why McDonald's, Zomato, and other own story all are the red colored. That's why I feel that food and everything is red color. It also gives a sensation of family time and bonding, as red is a color also of love. So that's thing. Also, blue color is my personally my favorite color. Blue is the color of integrity, intellectuality. It also shows tech in some sense. So it's also a thing. You see, Facebook and PayPal they also use blue color to show themselves.
Even Microsoft uses blue color. And it's not only these colors. Some companies use gray color to symbolize that they are very simplistic yet very advanced in the tech sector. And also, there are many other colors like white and green. White color denotes calmness. It is a very soothing color to see. So many companies use white color to show how calm they are. They use white color in the logos, in the backgrounds to create a sense like you are really calm there. There is another color which is green. Green is usually associated with nature. It is seen as herbal and also it is the money color, the so-called money color. So
Yes.
often many banks and you see, many nature telling herbal kind of things are always marketed in green backgrounds or they are try to associate more shades of green in them to show that they are herbal, to show that they're applicable in nature.
So green, white. Now, how can we ignore the most powerful and most brave color, black and also purple? Black and purple are deadly combination to show yourself as premium, powerful, and a brave thing. They also sell royalness and premiumness with them.
Well, now there is designing as well. When they prepare a brochure, when they prepare a website, they are really catchy about what kind of things they use. They also use a rule termed as 80-20 rule, for which if they use two primary colors, 80% is the first color and 20% is the second color. Another thing they use is 80, 70, 20, and 10 rule. So, sorry, six. Come on. Just starting again. Hatu
So yes, designing is a very big part of the color psychology. It's a design psychology. It's a very big piece of the huge puzzle. They also provide a catchy layout for us to website, social media posts are all structured in the golden ratio, the 80-20 rule that you suggested, the rule of thirds, creating a layout for us to incline towards and please our eyes towards the project.
Well, yes, and now that I have mentioned designing, you know that even companies look forward to what things you see first. If they are designing a brochure, if they are designing a pamphlet, they really look on the color schemes because the first thing that you see really creates a deep impression. Well, you see, when you go in a restaurant, you open a menu, you first look at the top right corner to see what the price is, then the items. Just like that, many companies use colors to see what you perceive first and that really creates a deep impression. And what you see
See,
first really,
this is all what say impression is last impression.
well, yes. And actually, toothpaste companies are really innovative in this as well. You see, many companies make plain white toothpaste, and many make toothpaste with stripes in them. I have done research and I found out that 7 out of 10 people prefer the striped toothpaste because they feel it's a well marketed option, because they feel it's a real nice option. They associate each color with a new thing. For example, many say that red color is responsible for teeth whitening, blue for teeth security, and white for cleaning it. Well, isn't it quite interesting?
Yes, this seems interesting. The colors speak themselves what they mean, just like the taglines of the company.
Well, there is also a by or a visual hierarchy that what color you see first, as I already mentioned. They also look at what color you should see next. For example, if you are visiting Amazon, if you see something, you put it in your cart, then they always use a separate color, really contrasting for the background, like buy now. So that when you look at the option or discount options like 50% off, 30% off, great deal, these are always denoted in different colors. So when you see the price, you see the item, The second thing that you see is the price or the discount. And these discounts trick your mind. Also, like I said, the buy now option, it really feels tempting to click.
You see, the with the buy now function, the Amazon sales just rose incredibly. Their sales many times the purchasers don't know if they are buy or sell. So this have drastic effect on the sales of the company.
Well, now talking about sales, companies use quite innovative things like taglines. Who can forget those catchy taglines? Let's have a conversation about them.
By the tagline, I just can't wait to tell my favorite taglines like Nike's "Just Do It." It's so impressive taglines, showing their brand inclination, their brand positioning to show themselves young and energetic.
Well, you see, Nike is kind of a fitness brand, so just do it. It's a very energetic phase. It makes you just in those three words, just do it. You get what the company is about. You get that if you buy a product, what to expect from them. Other things at Samsung, like do what you want. Then I've written down actually BMW, the ultimate driving machine. You see, these BMW ultimate driving machine, it is a very self-proclaiming thing. You lean towards it. It creates a dominance in your mind.
Yes. Now let's talk about Indian brands too. They also position themselves so beautifully. Reliance, they show themselves as a ever growing company and never stopping company. So their tagline, "Growth is life," portrays their how they are and the main motto of the company. See, Adani Group, they show their tagline as a "Goodness is greatness." Growth is growth with goodness. Is that the company is aiming for trust of the company of the people.
Okay, you know that these taglines, despite sounding so unimportant, they actually work. It is seen that 65% of the sales is boosted by the taglines. If we're talking about taglines, who can forget those perfect TV commercials? Like, I think you will recall those MDH. These
Yes.
kind of catchy phrases even help
Then
in selling.
कुरकुरे, you see, टेढ़ा है पर मेरा है तो कुरकुरे tagline over evergreen tagline of Maggie instant 5 minute noodle. That's so amazing.
Yes, it's quite
अमूल दूध
intriguing to
पी
be
जाते हैं.
honest. But you know, apart from these taglines, this genius marketing ambience, there are other concepts they use, like FOMO. Who is not familiar with FOMO? FOMO is basically fear of missing out. And this companies try to create an image that you are missing out on an offer, you're missing out on a great deal for you to get into it and buy it.
Yes, I also sometimes feel that FOMO creates a very deep lasting effect. It forces you to instantly buy. Apart from this, there are also several effects like the bad gun effect, which gives you a social proof. You see, whenever you buy a product, you see it at its reviews, its Google reviews, Amazon reviews. They all many times are boosted by the company itself, but it add-ons to the social proof. Whenever you see in ads, they show groups of people working, showing to walking towards a product, implying that many people are liking the product. And why not you?
Well, why not you? It's a whole complete thing. You see, it is termed as loss aversion. Companies often try to market that things not as what you will get if you buy this. It is what you will lose if you don't. This is called as loss aversion. Our brain tries to prevent the loss, and we often tend to not gain profit, but also not get lost from something.
Nice. Seems interesting. That's a lot of thing to learn and recall and experience. Now I currently telling this seems very interesting and very deep. I feel how our lives is currently affected and influenced by the big giants. The thing is very interesting. So let's wrap up and go towards the conclusion of the topic.
Well, it was a really fun and interesting topic to talk about. The subtlety of these companies, their, craziness for psychology. It's like quite intriguing. It's quite, I can say, interesting. I know I've mentioned interesting so many times before, but this topic is again, it's so interesting that you just cannot take your mind off it
It's
when you get
amazing.
into it.
It is the greatest tool. So There's no takeaway for this thing that psychology is never ever going to go away anywhere, but it's the thing. So next time, whenever you are shopping or scrolling to Instagram or any other social media pages, take a moment and out and pause and think that is it really me or someone else trying to sell me the thing. And also, whatever you do, the psychologists are always there selling to you the things. So that is it for the today. Thanks for tuning up, and thank you, sir, for giving the time for to us.
Well, actually, thank you as well. It was quite an honor to be here.
So don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to the video, and drop your comments to how you feel while watching the video. Thank you.